All right, Sunday update. Starting my second course in my master's, EDEL 508, Reading and Writing Remediation 1. So it's a course that goes to Christmas, and then Reading and Writing Remediation 2 goes from Christmas to the spring. Oh. So that's kind of exciting. I'm starting a course, and it'll be a lot more spread out than the summer course, but also I'm going to be teaching full time, so time management will be important. The first week of readings were pretty much just introductions to the teachers, to the other students, and kind of looking at what the whole course will be. So the professor, Dr. Carol Leroy, uh, anyways, I'm going to make these videos private, I think, this year. Dr. Leroy has taught the course since 97 or 98, so like 20 years, which is pretty incredible. And so I'm excited to learn from her expertise. The overall kind of focus, there's 5 goals. I don't have them written down right here, but they're basically understand how to diagnose and remediate reading and writing, different assessments and what they mean, and how they communicate your philosophies, and different strategies and interventions for reading and writing. So clearly, really an effective course for teaching at Rendell Academy. Literacy is a huge part of our program, and our literacy groups, 30 minutes a day, every single day of the week except Friday, are a huge part of what we do. So I'm excited about that. There's 19 other students in the course from all across Alberta and a few in BC. Probably 6 of them were in the curriculum development course, so that's really nice. In general, I feel like I'm on the low end of experience in the class, going into my 7th year. There are teachers that are going into their 20th and 25th, and there's teachers who have children that are now at the University of Alberta also. So a little bit on the younger side, but nothing wrong with that. I'm excited for a few different topics. I'm excited for... Sorry, there's a woman crossing the road here, and it's like kind of embarrassing that I'm in my phone. Yeah, I'm excited for different assessment strategies. I'm excited for teaching strategies. I'm excited for looking specifically at dyslexic kids. I've had a few students in the last few years that are those Richard Branson types, just highly, highly intelligent, amazing vocabulary, amazing knowledge of story, but very, very low decoding, and looking at how to remediate for those students, and what part accommodation and what part focusing on strategies versus real remediation and ages and development, and when you can do those things is really important. Really interesting. Our school is focused a lot on the distinction between decoding, fluency, and comprehension, and the theory that you begin by learning how to decode words by their phonemes, so turning symbols into sounds, and then those sounds, once they become fluent enough, then the fluency is the bridge from decoding to comprehension. So a very linear look at reading: 1, 2, 3, decoding, fluency, comprehension. And so our literacy groups are focused on that frame of reference, which I think is really powerful and really scientifically based. It's brain based. But as a teacher, there's all these other factors that come into play, like interest, because if I'm just working on phonics all the time, then as a learner, I don't think that's very interesting. And so I think that there are some parts of a whole reader approach that are more effective, because whenever you're reading, you're doing many things at the same time, and to be able to focus on one skill is effective, but also sometimes demotivates the reader. So anyway, that's my bias that I'm bringing into the course, and so I'm definitely going to be aware that while I'm reading things, I may find myself being critical at things that are too chunked out if they talk about that. But I'm keeping an open mind, clearly, and I'm really excited. There was a survey that was part of the week 1, and it was 22 questions, and it was one of those 4-point, strongly agree, kind of disagree, strongly disagree questionnaires, and it was really hard to answer. Questions like, good spellers make the best writers, or some students can read well without understanding, or a student has to have phonemic understanding before learning the rest of reading. All these really neat questions that I found myself marking a 2 or a 3, which are like vaguely agree or vaguely disagree, because I'm really not that confident about a lot of these issues. There's some that I am confident about. Students should stop reading picture books as soon as they can. I strongly disagree. Picture books are great, and you can read picture books always. Comprehension questions should be free of cultural bias. I strongly agree. You're trying to test their reading ability, not their general background knowledge and understanding of culture. So there's 22 questions. It's really neat. I pass it on to my colleagues at Rundle, and hopefully they'll answer that. So there you go. Week 1 update of Reading and Writing Diagnosis and Remediation, EDEL 508.